What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video, and today I'm going to be talking about the box office for this weekend, which saw Predator: Badlands open in theaters to $40 million. This was a huge success for Predator: Badlands. This was just a much needed win for the box office for sure, which has not been doing great so far, or at all, in October. October was terrible for the box office, so to come into November and have a film, which honestly, it was expected to do like 20 to 25 million, and ended up almost doubling that and doing 40 million, is really good for the box office. And for Predator: Badlands itself, which got an A- cinema score as well. You can go check out, me and my dad did a review on it. You can go check that out right now. And it was a really good movie. I definitely recommend you go see it in theaters. It was a really fun, action, intense movie with a lot to love. And apparently a lot of other people agree. A- cinema score, which is the best ever for the Predator franchise. This is very strong. It has like a 95% from the audience, which is really good for any film, but especially for an action film that which, I'll be honest, lacks a bit of story, but makes up for it in action for sure. And usually those end up, doing a lot worse with critics than audiences, because critics are more critical of the story and stuff rather than just the action. But the critics gave it an 85% last time I checked, which is very good. I mean, it's not amazing, but it's a pretty good critic score. So they have both critics and audiences loving the film. So that is a success for sure. And that definitely contributed to the success of the film, because throughout October, people were just waiting for a good film. We're just like, can we just get a good film? Please, can we get a good film? Because all the films were coming in, they were bombing, and they weren't good films, and blah, blah, blah. And now we finally get a really good film, and it overperforms, which is great for the box office, and for Predator: Badlands. So let's go on to the top 10, where we see Predator: Badlands, obviously at $40 million, and definitely at number 1. At number 2, we have Regretting You from Paramount, which did $6.6 million, just down 15% in its third weekend. That is a very strong hold. I don't really think that there's anything, I don't think Predator: Badlands really stole any of the audience for that, so that it actually may have like counter-programmed it, a little bit, and ended up inflating Regretting You's numbers, which that's good. That's what we want. So only down 15%. That's a great hold for that film. Number 3, we have Black Phone 2 in its fourth weekend, which did $5.1 million, down just 38%. That's a pretty good hold as well. At number 4, we have Sarah's Oil, which did $4.2 million in its opening weekend. And then we have Nuremberg, which did $3.8 million, also in its opening weekend. At number 6, we have Begonia, which did $3.4 million in its third weekend, down just 32%, another great hold. At number 7, we have Chainsaw Man, the movie, which did $3.4 million, down 45% in its third weekend. That film is doing very well for Sony. Number 8, we have Die, My Love, which made $2.6 million in its opening weekend. Lots of films opening in the top 10 this weekend. At number 9, we have Springsteen, the Springsteen movie, which did $2.1 million, down 44% in its third weekend. That film's up to $20 million total. And then at number 10, closing us out, we got Tron Ares, which did $1.8 million, down 40% in its fifth weekend. A film that did not do well, though, did open, was Christie, which did only $1.3 million. That stars Sydney Sweeney, and it did not do very well at all at the box office, which is unfortunate for that film. Alright, so we can go ahead and move on to next weekend, and honestly, October was really bad, but November is looking like it's going to be really strong, especially after Predator: Badlands. Because at first it was like, the early parts of November are looking okay, but the back half of November with Wicked and Zootopia 2, like that looks really strong around that Thanksgiving time. But because of Predator: Badlands' incredible overperformance, November might end up being pretty good, because next weekend we have 2 major films releasing, which is Now You See Me, Now You Don't, and The Running Man. Both films release next weekend, and I think The Running Man probably outgrosses Now You See Me, Now You Don't. I think Now You See Me, Now You Don't is probably going to do Maybe like, I'll say 18 million. Maybe it gets to 20. Hopefully it can get to 20. It actually looks like a pretty good movie, so I'm hoping that it is good and it does get to 20, but I'm going to say 18 million. And then for Running Man, the trailers have been pretty good. It looks pretty good. I'm going to say $30 million for The Running Man, right on the dot, 30 million. So Now You See Me Now You Know, 18 million, and The Running Man, $30 million. Alright, well, that is really all there is to talk about this weekend. If you guys like this video, make sure you give it a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and comment down below what you guys think The Running Man and Now You See Me Now You Don't will open to. What are your predictions? And I will see you guys next time.